Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan. I am going to go through how to do a throttle learn reset, or what is called an HP tuner's throttle cleaned. This function generally needs to be done sometimes before and throughout the tuning process. When you're messing with stuff like what I'm messing with today, particularly Gen 5 LT, this is a 2017 Silverado. It's come in here, it's been tuned by two different people previously. So I basically went back to copied over factory stuff in there and started over. I haven't even cranked this with my bass tune, really putting the cart before the horse here, but there are learned airflow values that you need to go back through and clear out, because everything you're doing with mass airflow and VE impacts what the throttle airflow is going to be doing as well. Sometimes you can get some learned data that's off, and you just need to, you'll have either like severely negative timing or no timing at idle, and that can be due to a few things. It could just be something as simple as you need to resolve your tune, go through this throttle clean process and reset the adapts, or you may physically have to pull the throttle body off and clean it. I've seen many times on these trucks, especially, they get a lot of buildup on the blade. It doesn't really even take that much, but it can severely impact the amount of airflow you have through the throttle. It can cause idle surging because the ECM thinks it's getting a certain amount of airflow through the throttle, but it's not, because you have some buildup there and it's a bit restricted. So I've definitely seen this happen more times than I can count, and it seems to be worse on the trucks. So maybe it's something with the PCV system on the intake, getting some more oil buildup on there, whatever it is. But anyways, let's get our log going here. You're going to be for this, you are going to be key on, engine off. Now, if you're in a car, that means you're going to have the hold the ignition button down until the light turns green without your foot on the brake. You do not want to start it. So get the ignition completely live, engine off. Let's connect up with the scanner. Now, you're not going to start logging. You are going to go up to special functions, a little green dot here at the top of the screen. It should default to engine for you, which it did. You're going to go to airflow, and then you see throttle cleaned. Now, when I click this button, it is going to perform the reset. You're not going to get any feedback on the screen, though. You're not going to get any kind of pop-up or anything. So just watch that when you click the button, you see the button kind of light up. There you go. Pretty much it's done. And we are ready to fire it up. And that's all you have to do for throttle reset. Completely it. So a lot of times I'll ask for this remotely, and it's kind of more difficult to explain in text than just showing on a video. So I thought I would make this video real quick. Now, let's go ahead and start our log. We'll see how far we are off on our base cow. This setup has a little TSP, I think maybe a Chupacabra or something, one of their little fancy cam name deals in it, and has a Circle D converter, and your typical bolt-ons, 93 octane, so nothing major. So fired right up. Looks like it's idling with very high ignition timing though. So at this point, I'm probably going to have the guys in the shop. Well, let's hold on. Let's look here. I was gonna say I'll probably have them pull it and look to see if there's some buildup, but look how far our fuel trims are off right now with this S&B cold air intake. See, our VE airflow is up there pretty high, but our mass airflow is pretty low. And this is what I'm saying. This will significantly impact what the throttle is doing. Where are we at? 2400 hertz or so. Well, let's just throw something in there real quick. You see what the idle timing and everything's doing right now. It's not happy. It's got a surge. Not what we want. All right. But our trims are off a mile. So they're off. I'm going to put 20% on there from about 3000 hertz and down just to get us going here real quick. So Let's just make this a simple change. Not take a bunch of time here. Let's blend this over. We'll resolve this when we do our actual driving log. All right. Flash this baby real quick. We'll go back through and repeat with our throttle clean and start it back up. I bet it has more throttle, and I bet the timing comes down some. We still have some tune work to do. We're just getting started, obviously, but these are the kind of things. This is what I've really hammered putting videos out for: area versus position, throttle airflow, on Gen 5 LT stuff, especially being torque based. The airflow model, this is what I say all the time. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me say it. The airflow model has to be dialed in, period. There's no substitute. You can't get around it. You can, but it'll be hacked up. All right, let's go back over here. We flashed it in. Airflow, throttle cleaned, done. Start recording. A little bit better. The timing's not flatlining up top, but it still seems to be a little bit low. It got better. You notice we don't have the oscillation in our RPM and our throttle up top. So this was definitely a step in the right direction. And then, the amount of airflow I put on the MAF was pretty close. You can see it just threw some stuff on there real quick. And the trims are pretty close. But what we need to do now is probably investigate this throttle body real quick and come back and let's see if we need to clean this thing, if it has some buildup or debris, because this truck does actually have 177,999 miles, 1 mile shy of 178,000 miles. So idle timing certainly a little high. There's not a bunch of torque reserve there on hand when the idle timing is that high. In other words, the ECM doesn't, adding additional timing from this point isn't going to help the torque very much at all. I typically like to see these down there in the, anywhere 8 to 18 degrees of timing, probably floating around in that range. Some of the larger throttle bodies, the throttle airflow gets pretty high on a bolt-on car especially, so sometimes the idle timing can be a little lower on some combinations. It just varies, just a general guideline, I guess. But let's check this throttle body out and we will come right back and we'll see what we see here. What do you think we're going to find, James?
I think we're going to find carbon just a little bit built up behind the throttle blade.
You think so? Just one tick under 178,000 miles. I'm going to say it's high probability that we're going to have a little contamination. This is actually perfect timing. I started a video showing how to do the throttle clean or the throttle reset in HP tuners. And I was like, okay, well, let's fire it up with our base tune here, and fired it up, and it had about 30 degrees of idle spark. Couldn't add any more spark, and it had an idle surge. So I previously talked about this about 2 minutes prior to that in the video.
Well, it does not take much. I mean, just a little bit of film that you can wipe off with your fingers.
That's pretty much it. If you can see contamination, that's already enough. All I can tell you right now, it's absolutely gonna fix it. Because this is a stock throttle body, I didn't change any of the area versus position scaling in the tune. If the airflow model is right, the throttle airflow should be within, a nominal amount. It shouldn't be that far off. Almost got you. Yeah.
That right there.
That's not going to get it done.
That's all it takes.
I mean, even just wiping that out and not getting it perfectly clean would make a difference, but we'll get it pretty clean, and it's going to make all the difference in the world, 110%.
See, it really doesn't look like that much, but that little ridge of carbon, I don't know if you can get that on camera. Just that little ridge is all it takes.
This thing been ported? No, it's all factory. Good.
All right, just after a quick wipe down here, it ain't perfect, but got the majority of it out.
Really quick, doesn't take much. Now you have to consider, doing this as a remote tuner. We see the data on the log. We can't just immediately know that this needs to be done. So, especially with an aftermarket throttle body, you don't know if it's had porting done, if it needs scaled, if it needs cleaned. So these are things that's got to be checked for sure. So let me fire this thing up, get the throttle cleaned, start the log, and I bet we're good. Just saw we knocked out this throttle clean physically on the vehicle. Tons of buildup. Let's get our scanner connected and run through the throttle clean procedure in here. Fire this thing up. Oh, it's amazing. Look at the difference in the idle timing now. Now it's actually got some room to work with, adapting. Oh, and look, now our fuel trims are different. Now we're pulling a little bit of fuel. Amazing how sensitive these things are, this kind of stuff. But the timing's adapting and coming back up there about where it needs to be. So the moral of the story is that's just another thing to your checklist to add. You have to make sure all systems are on go when you are messing with the E92 and newer ECMs especially. You could get by with some of the stuff on the E38 older controllers. You cannot get by with this stuff on these. So anyways, guys, we're going to get to tuning on this thing, actually handling some calibration, get this truck dialed in. He's waiting in here. Appreciate the business. Appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you found it useful. As always, tune in. We'll catch you next time.